Yeah, so I started Advantage in 1994. We were basically doing just CAD design, mold design, and then programming CNC machines for shops in town. But I left the shop I was at before that because I was really interested in this new stereolithography 3D printing technology that was starting to come out. So right away, as the business was already growing, we started looking at the various technologies. And back then there was really two. There was stereolithography, SLA, I call it for short, not easy to say. And there was LOM, which was like a paper with a laser that glued layers of paper together machine. And there are actually some of those machines in town. They were much cheaper, but yeah, we decided to go with the SLA machine with 3D Systems, brought that in. Well, the next challenge actually was getting financing on it because it was $250,000 US. We were still a small company, and every bank just kind of looked at it and go, okay, if you default on this, who are we selling this to, right? Like, what is this thing? But there was a company out of Toronto called New Court Financial that ended up growing to be a huge equipment financing company over the years that stepped up and gave us that financing, and that's how we got started. I say that was 96, and then around 98, 99, we actually bought another machine at one time called a Cubidol. That was quite an interesting technology. It was made by a company out of Israel, and it would layer wax and epoxy and machine and do this UV light to cure it. It was quite a complicated process, but it was very fast. I almost say it's like a predecessor to today's MJF technology because it was so fast at doing one layer after another. But we stopped using that after a while because there was just a lot of challenges with getting it to run exactly right, and there was no support locally. The next technology we stepped into was SLS, so we moved into the building we're in right now in our headquarters in 2000. And right about then we bought our first SLS machine, which is a powder with a laser hardening it. That was great. It was nylon material, so you can do underhood components and get true nylon parts. And we also played with their metal option at the time. We were one of their beta sites. But back then, 3D metal printing and then having to put it in a furnace afterwards, we just couldn't get the accuracy right, so we stopped that process. From there, we stayed with SLA and the SLS. The SLA machines we upgraded over the years to the Pro X's that we have today. SLS we did finally get rid of maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And then we started bringing in the HP MJF technology, which very similar but way faster and much easier process to work with. And then of course our latest addition is that the metal printing machine from SLM that does a whole myriad of metal powders using a laser, welding that together and creating parts. We're actually not using that machine to build parts. We use it to build our molds, and it's actually worked out quite effectively to relieve the workload off of our CNC machines. So